saw this audition, and
Mhm.
I said, "Wow, interesting. They're looking for beautiful girls who can play tough girls." I said, "Okay, let's try."
That's you.
And 2 days before, I had a conflict
Mhm.
with my father, and I was so angry with him that
Mhm. Mhm.
I didn't speak to him, and then I needed, like, to evacuate these feelings, but I was not doing anything with this. So I see,
Got it.
okay, there is this audition. I go to the audition and I ask the girls who already did the audition, what is to expect there, and they told me, oh, there is this mean guy who tells you mean things, so you need to react, and you can do whatever you want. And actually, I
Oh.
entered the audition room, and they confirmed me the task. They said, basically, this guy is going probably to insult you, and you can do whatever you want with him. I thought, oh man, this is my moment because now I need to take it out.
Wow.
So this guy, who happened to be the director of the project and the casting director, he starts saying mean things to me, and I just give him a big slap on the face. And everybody was laughing, and the other girls were in the room. They were like, Anastasia, bravo! Everybody was happy, and they took me and they said, we loved your reaction.
Oh God. So she got in touch with us with our recent series, The Dark Alley. We came to know about her and the journey and whatever she's done over the years. And that's what got me interesting on, hey, I like to know how she processes her work, how she is getting her dream of becoming an actor, an actress, getting into New York, into big studios. How is she? Because she's traveling into different countries. At this moment, she's in Poland. And the moment we got connected, she's stuck in Poland, by the way. But she thought, like, okay, let's figure out what can happen. And that's where she got connected. We contacted, we got her on board for the Dark Alley series, and that's how we thought, okay, let's go at a point where what we can discover the life of Anastasia Milko as an artist. So we have her on board and we have her here. Welcome to the show, Anna.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you so much for the introduction. And it's a pleasure to be here. And it's a pleasure to, I actually wanted to thank you for taking me into your project, which is very interesting. And I really appreciate this experience. And I'm happy to know you.
Okay, great, Anna. Well, first of all, tell me, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
What's going on with you at this moment?
At this moment, I'm just working on my Chabak technique. And awaiting confirmation for a few projects, which I'm quiet about right now because we don't talk about unless it's confirmed,
Yeah, got it. So, Anna, you are at this moment in Poland, right?
Yes.
I should say it, but are you, because you travel a lot and 10 days later you may be in some different country. That's how your life is at this moment as an artist. So your journey is different as an artist. When I came to know about your bio and the way you've been in some country but taking workshop as an artist in Rome, in New York, and you're doing that. So we're going to discuss a lot about your journey in 2024 and how you got into some big projects where you played in video games, where you played small roles in films, but important one where you did a lot of good stuff, But I'd like to jump onto the part where now in 2024, what's the schedule of you, Anastasia Milko, because you're a model too. Okay. So how is your schedule now looks like in 2024?
The schedule looks like very busy at the moment because I also have a side job for the moment. So basically a day job, and I try to balance it all between, studying acting, which is my goal right now. And I'm very focused on that, continue studying Chabak technique. And also I'm taking singing classes, which is very important for me. Yes, also.
Oh, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me in the bio when you talked. I thought you were just more than actress. So it's good to know. We're going to discuss more on that too.
Yeah, looking into modeling projects, voice work. I actually love voice work as well. So, trying to balance all these things. But what's important is just to keep the focus on the goal.
Wow, that's cool. And important update on the video that you shot with the team that you got with yourself in Poland with 2-3 of your people, the DOPs. excellent video. That video got really good engagement, and it got really good boost to the series, also the Dark Alley, where people can go and check on our Instagram, where and I like it gave the mood of, okay, something big is happening. And a big thank you for that video, and to the team who shot that video. It was amazing. So
Great.
yeah, and I just want to know, like, you're singing, modeling, you're doing jobs, and you're doing, preparing for an proper training as an actor. uh, this is kind of filled with a lot of things going on with your life at this moment. Like, you're doing plenty of things, and you are now here with me. So I just want to jump back to the part where, how did this all started? Was it in school? Was it in college? Because you taking training at this moment tells a lot about, you took this decision pretty late, and you've been into modeling. So how this jump into this field happened? What was the time like? Were you in actual school, participating in dramas? When did you fell in love with acting?
All right. Yes, I did start from modeling. I was taking a different modeling contests, participating in different
Mhm,
contests. And
mhm.
I was doing a school for young ladies, about etiquette, a little bit about catwalk, and some acting classes. And we had a very strict teacher that everybody was afraid of. I was 15, I
Okay.
remember. And everybody was skipping her classes. And I remember I did a scene, and I really lived through it. And I got so emotional. And the teacher told me that I had talent. But at that time, I was preparing to enter the linguistic university, and it was not really my number one goal. So basically, I didn't follow that hint from the universe. And
Oh, got it.
yeah,
That
and I
that
also
that was the
remember
point.
I was once at a club, and one lady, unknown lady, came to me, and she looked at me and she said, "Hey, you should be an actress. Come to our film studio." I was 18. I ignored it again.
What are you
uh,
saying? So you
yeah,
were in full time modeling, and that's where the offer was hitting you, like, hey, be an actress, right?
yes.
Got it. Got it.
So I entered linguistic university, and we were playing scenes, to
Mhm,
study English. And I would
mhm.
always really be in the scene. So some of my classmates would ask me, "Hey, Anastasia, are you not feeling well?" I would say, "No, I'm fine. I'm just playing my my role." So,
Oh, yeah.
but I started thinking about acting at the age of 25.
Mhm.
And with all the insecurities, and I think my personality had to grow and open up, so it took me time. And basically it was I could say it was coming from my like my inside, this desire to do acting, to step on this path. And as well as those beautiful movies, I was inspired a lot by the golden era of Hollywood. And
Yeah.
those movies like Gone with the Wind, like Casablanca, and that's really, and those characters, that star system that really, inspired
Got it.
me.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I realized that I was already when I was already in Dubai, and I was doing another job. I was traveling around the world. My life was amazing, but I felt like something was missing,
Mhm.
and I felt like, I started to create the deep void inside of me. Nevertheless, I was traveling around the world, visiting different countries and getting to know different cultures.
Yeah.
I started to feel empty because I felt like I was not doing what I really wanted to do. And I felt that my emotional world was growing so much, and that I really wanted to explore it. But I had to wear a mask, always different masks.
Oh,
Some of us, we try to be like good girls or good boys, always wearing a mask for our family or for the job,
got
etc.,
it.
etc. And I
Got it.
came to the point that I said, I cannot wear these masks anymore. I just want to be myself, and I want to
Mhm.
explore that emotional world that's inside of me. And yeah, I remember I was crying on my days off because I was tired and because I was not following my calling. So
Got it. I get it. I get it. And this is a part where, even traveling the world, there was a big void inside you that told you, "Hey, I don't feel this is a complete me
yeah,
enjoying me. I guess I'm wearing masks all the time, and I need to remove that mask and wear get into the real one." And
yeah,
that's where you got into acting, and that's where you thought, okay, this is the final thing that I'm taking action. People were telling me from last, I guess, 8, 10 years, and now I'm going into it all in. I guess that's where you got in. So, for the context here, just an idea of people who you are. Tell us about how, like, what like what led you to travel the world? Like what job were you doing, or you were traveling for the, or like doing modeling specifically, or what was the thing that was leading you to travel all this country? What was that particular reason?
That was one of my dreams, actually, to travel the world. And I was living in France, and I came to a point that I really wanted big changes. And I had this clear picture in my head that I'm living in a warm country and traveling around, but I had no idea what I could do to make my dream come true. And I thought it was impossible. But then
Oh.
I was guided. I don't know, by a series of circumstances and people who told me, hey, you can join an airline and go and travel. And this happened.
Oh,
In
okay,
a
I
very,
get it.
very magic way. And yes, I was very grateful for this experience.
Got it, got it.
In the beginning,
That.
I had euphoria when you wake up in a new country and you're trying to remember where you are.
Oh yeah, I guess that's how you got into all of this. Okay,
Yeah.
so Anna, we are going to move a little backwards to your school days. What was it like? What was your childhood like with your parents, with growing up phase, school days? What was it filled with related to acting and all, like falling in that particular part of getting in? You want to be that, and how you got into modeling. In the first period.
hmm well, as a child, before 5 years old, I think I was very active and very ambitious and very
Mm-hmm.
artistic. I would stand on the bench and try to recite poems,
Oh,
even though I didn't have any audience. But at that time, I was not really thinking about acting. I think I wanted to be a scientist or a
oh,
president. But
oh, you like 4 5 year old kid.
yes,
Yeah.
and then something happened that I became a very, very quiet child until the age
Mm-hmm.
of probably 18. And I think I was like a blank page that was just observing people. And I said, well, I don't feel myself, so strong. I'll just
Oh.
observe other people. I find it so interesting. Even now, I really love it,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it also helps in acting. So
I mean,
basically,
like.
I was not taking acting classes at school or at university, but I got into modeling because my mom. I was quite tall at the time
Mhm.
and skinny, and my mom told me, "Hey, you should do it." And actually,
Yeah,
it was a very good decision doing all those
yeah,
modeling
yeah.
schools.
Got it, got it. And I guess the one thing that made me more curious about here when you told you were like from I guess after 6 7 till 18 you were quiet kid, so you became introvert. What led you to be that for from a girl who was like all poems and doing performing and getting on chair and just reciting poem for herself, to a girl who became all quiet and just observing and creating a big void inside herself? What led you to be that? Like, what happened?
Mhm. I think it was just a period, the teenage period of my life,
Yeah.
and maybe also, you know, let's say probably it was influenced by the education as well, because I was loud. I
Hmm.
would always get what I wanted. I would cry, I would shout, I would jump into a pool of water to get what I wanted, and of course, this was not very easy for my parents.
Oh
So
yeah, that's okay. Okay, so the expectations were not meeting, and that's what led you. Instead of getting angry, you got quiet. Got
yeah,
it.
and to
Got it.
be called that good girl.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. I get it. I get it now. Okay, so we came to know a bit about your childhood and you becoming more introvert with the time you got into modeling, which was great decision by your mom, and that's how you took a lot of classes. And then you saw a dream of traveling the world, joined an airline, and completed that. But there was a void inside you, which was leading you towards acting, and that's how you got jumped in. Okay, cool. Okay, so tell me, I guess you were 25 when you got into, signed up for it. What was that moment where you thought, like, hey, I need to sign up for this? What was going on that particular moment? Because I know you were into modeling. So there was 6 to 7 years where you were performing brilliantly in the field of modeling. You're getting a lot of signups for, hey, do this, do this, do this. And you're not listening because you're happy in what you were doing. Okay. So now, what hit at that point? Like, what was going on? Like, hey, I need to sign up today. Now, this is the moment. I have to do this. I have to get into this. What was that?
That actually happened when I was in Dubai and working for the airline. when I
Mm-hmm.
was traveling around the globe, and
Mm-hmm.
I started thinking that that job was not filling me inside anymore, and I needed something that would be more fulfilling. That was also what I felt when I was doing an office job before that. That
Yeah.
yes, I could build a good career in many spheres, but will that be something that would make me happy? 100% or maybe 200 or 500? No.
Mm-hmm.
And I just realized that I had to follow my soul's calling that was telling me to do acting. But
Yeah.
I was scared. I was not sure because I had to leave that stable job, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, and then I decided actually to try it first.
Yeah.
So I went to New York and I did that workshop in acting, and
Yeah.
I remember that was really a revelation for me because that good girl who is always wearing masks, and
Yeah.
of course at the airline it's also part of the job. You have to wear the uniform and you have to follow certain standards, etc. And then I arrived to to New York Film Academy, and I had to play a role where I had to be really, really angry, and that's the feeling that I never allowed myself. And then I
Uh-huh.
just played the scenes, and I realized, and even my teacher, he told me, "Oh, I didn't think Anastasia could be like this."
Oh, wow.
And I said, "I didn't think either," but I felt so happy that I could finally be myself and express
Yeah,
my
you got
emotions.
to express your anger from last 15 years that was inside you.
Yeah,
You kind of
yeah,
expressed everything in that particular role that you played. Got it, got it. And I guess that part where you have to be, you telling me this thing that you have to be a good girl, which means like you were restricted to, behave
yes,
certain way, and then you got into job which made you more disciplined to behave in certain way, and acting kind of helped you break that, where you can be free and you can express yourself, which was basically getting angry on people. And that's how you got it. And I guess you like to be like, you like to get angry on people too often, what I get from you.
not often,
Okay.
but when needed, when I need to protect my boundaries.
Oh yeah, yeah, I get it, I get it. But yeah, I guess you get angry too often, but yeah, you got good control on yourself, and that's too good. As an actor, you can control your emotions.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's one thing I got. Is it true that you were on the Star Trek set in Dubai?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Oh, so the Star Trek in Dubai, where you were on the set, how was that first onset experience? Like, what was going on? How did that happen? And then what led what that experience led you to do the next thing for related to acting? Like, tell us more about the experience on this, because I'm now watching Star Trek. Okay,
Mhm,
all the three part, the new releases, not the old one, the new after
mhm,
2007. So what was the experience like? How you got into,
mhm.
and you were extra, so you had no idea about this whole industry or this
Yeah.
field. You were completely a model who was doing her job, and then suddenly this happens. So tell me about that.
I don't even remember how I actually got in there. I think I saw an ad somewhere in the groups, and
Mm-hmm.
I signed to an agency in Dubai, and
Mm-hmm.
I got this job. And when I learned about it, of course, I didn't have any expectations or I didn't know anything. And
Yeah.
when I arrived on set, I just felt like, wow, this is so big. There
Yeah.
were so many people, so many extras. Some of them were actors, and they were telling their inspiring stories of the projects they did. I remember there was one Turkish girl she was living in Dubai, and she was doing acting. And when your first experience is so positive on set, amazing people around you, everybody seemed so interesting, and then very good organization. And then when you just appear and you see Chris Pine in front of you, passing in front of you, or
Wow.
you have to work on set with Justin Lin, and
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's at some point because they wanted to shoot us. They gave me a character of an alien. Some people
Mm.
they would wear masks, and that was
Mask.
really,
Oh yeah.
yeah, really not easy because I think it was shot in October, but it was still very, very hot in Dubai. And I was
Oh,
thinking,
okay.
yeah, I was thinking, thanks God, I don't have to wear this mask on my face in this heat. But they did my makeup and everything. And then they called us to make a 3D scan because some
Mhm.
characters they were choosing, I think, for some merchandising, etc.
Okay.
products. So, and I'm pretty sure that was Justin Lin who like picked up the characters and like walk and do this turn and do, do this and do that. And you only when you come home and you realize, wow, this happened to me.
Wow.
And
Okay, I
it
get it.
was very inspiring, and just
Yeah.
made me want to be part of it.
Got it, got it. And I guess that particular set actually, revealed a lot of things inside you. Okay, this is something different than what I was expecting. And this part where you got, we're talking about the last film of Star Trek, right? 2016. Which one are we
2016.
talking? 2016. Yeah, the last one. I just finished yesterday. Okay. Wow. Just if you got any pictures, in case, do share with us. I'll be happy to upload it and share it with,
Okay.
uh, when this goes on here. So I'd love to know if you can share that. Okay, so
Mhm.
good to know that this part where you just starstruck with this whole cast, of you thought, okay, this is Hollywood, or this is something really big and big production. So it's kind of larger than life moment for you, and suddenly this film actually is like larger than life. Big things are happening, and when you enter that set, that gives you a good experience of what your life can be or look like. Just a small snap of what it can look like. And I guess that's what led you to get into more related to acting and train yourself. So jumping on that, training as an artist, you really took the training seriously. I mean, there are models who get into acting, but they get sign up for some acting schools who are just local or just around them in order to. But you went to New York, and you took workshops. You went to Rome, you then took workshops. It was like Meisner technique, Stanislavski Meisner technique, and a lot of things which is kind of very well known related to acting. So who was guiding you to take that? Were you doing it yourself? Were you watching videos and then took those workshops? What was that you took those particular workshops where the method acting comes in?
Well, the one in Rome was, it also happened in my life, like, as if I was guided, because I went to Venice Film Festival. At that time, I was not part of the industry, I was just curious. And
Okay.
I met one film director from Italy. And
Mhm.
actually, at that time, my dream was to go and take that formal full time training at a good school in London. But then I
Okay.
realized that also for foreigners, I think the fees are so high that
No.
unfortunately I couldn't pay that 5 year school, even though I would do it. I really
Yeah.
wanted to. But I met that Italian director, and he told me, listen, there is a very good school in Rome, and they're friends of mine. The actress and the director, they're giving classes, so you can join that school. So basically, I just went to Rome on a tourist visa. I had a friend living there. I stayed with her, and I had to do the casting to enter the school, and I was accepted. And it was another exciting chapter in my life. Not only because the teacher is an
Mhm.
actress and she played in The Godfather too, and she knows Al
Yeah, you
Pacino.
mentioned that.
Yeah, she's part of Actors Studio New York,
Yeah.
Lifetime member.
Mhm.
But I think that was my like big introduction into
Yes.
acting,
Yeah.
and a very very significant experience for me because
Mhm.
it was very very deep. I mean, we would start at 9 in the morning and finish at 5 every day, starting with the relaxation exercises, sense memory exercises, and going so
Wow.
deep under her coaching. And this it's the kind of teachers who do not tell you that you did something right or a clap. I think she would never clap. Sometimes, if she liked it, you would see it in her eyes, but she would
Oh,
always push you until
push you.
like the last
Yeah.
minute because when she saw the potential in you, she would push you so much that some people would would leave crying. But it was actually very very
Oh, I
good.
get it.
She helped a
Tough
lot.
love.
Yeah, I know some people do not like it, but for me
Yeah.
it was a very good school.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. This made me more curious on the thought of how important you think is training for an actor or an actress. Uh, how important it is to get trained, and what's your take on getting trained specifically into acting schools and workshops related where the fees, and it's completely different structure altogether. How important you think is training for an actor is?
Well, I think the training is very important, but I wouldn't because sometimes you can develop that feeling of guilt that you didn't do that school
Yeah.
for 5 years, and oh my god, all the skills that I would have acquired, etc., etc. But I think this feeling shouldn't stop you from going after your goals and from doing acting, obviously, because there are so many other ways that you can fill in the gaps of by doing these workshops, by taking vocal training, I don't know, learn combat or dance, and it's like a puzzle that you can assemble yourself.
Yeah.
But of course, the techniques are important, and I think everybody's choosing what suits best, what suits him best.
Yeah, yeah, got it, got it. So, can you tell me what kind of changes you saw inside yourself over the years when you took the training and completed that whole period of 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and what kind of changes you saw inside yourself related to approach towards acting? Can you tell us in short about that? Like, what were you feeling different? Were you looking at people differently? Were you thinking differently? The characterizations, and okay, she's doing that, the observation skills got increased. What were the changes that you saw inside yourself once you took those trainings?
Yes. I would say that one of the biggest things that I acquired is that, or that opened up in me, is that vulnerability that we're
Hmm.
also scared of, and that's so important for the actor, because I think sometimes we as humans, as people, we're afraid of certain things in life, afraid of being hurt, etc. But when you're an actor, I think it's so important to be vulnerable. It's so important to be empathetic. It's so important to feel this life with all the senses. And this is
Yeah.
what training gave me. It's just like opening up to this whole experience and feeling everything with every inch of your skin. So I think you become more observant towards the people, and more open, um, like opening up emotionally, and more vulnerable. And you shouldn't be afraid of that, because it's such a beautiful feeling, and it helps you also to emphasize, let's say, with the characters, and yeah, use it on set, use it in your preparation, and also to be more connected
Yeah.
with characters.
Got it, got it. And I guess this is the wonderful answer that you gave. I was not expecting for that, but you kind of really summarized it properly. What is the best part that you saw, change? Because your life was completely different before acting when it comes to, that emotional void was going up and you were completely, kind of quiet and good girl. And that's where you thought, hey, this is the place where I can express myself, beat that bossy pitch, where I can shout on people, I can shout and kind of scare them with my voice and get everything out from my body, and kind of put myself into the calm mode again when I get back into the real world. And I
Yeah,
guess that's kind of these are the kind of things that helped you, getting into more cooler person, or calm down, and you're back again to a good girl in the real world. And then you
yeah.
can go back and switch yourself.
Yeah. But it also helps. It also helped me to unblock certain feelings, because in
Yeah.
that first training of Stanislavski, those 5 hours, let's say, or 3 hours that we would do in the morning while doing all the relaxation exercises, they were pointed at this to unblock everything that you just stock inside, and all those limits that you have in your head. Let's say I had a problem to express my anger, and I just couldn't do it. Some scenes were so challenging, and
Oh.
once I talked to a fellow actor and I asked him this question: how can I be as angry as my character? What can I do to unblock this feeling? And he told
Okay.
me, the answer was genius. It was so simple. He told me, just allow yourself. And I was like, wow, is that
Oh.
simple? And I actually told myself, I allow myself to be angry. And
Yeah.
from that time, something unblocked in my head.
Wow. I guess that was that kind of a big lock inside your head. You kind of locked yourself and you forgot where the key was.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's where I guess that was a simple answer, but you kind of developed yourself throughout a longer period of time. Like, you don't have to behave that, you don't have to do that. And
Yeah,
that's what led you to
yeah.
not
Because
finding the key.
Yeah, because when we were coming to that school and doing all those relaxation exercises, our
Hmm.
teacher was saying, the coach was saying, you need to be like kids. kids can cry, can shout, can do whatever they want, but then
Yeah.
you grow up with all the education, societal norms, etc., etc. You become so blocked. But for actors, you
Yeah.
really need
True.
to allow
Agree.
to allow yourself to express all these emotions. So the whole morning we would spend to express all of that that's inside. That was very
Wow. I guess, yeah, I guess training kind of really helped you personally also to grow up, and also professionally to how
absolutely,
to deal and how to grab and all capture all those moments that director and the producer are looking to get to see inside a
yeah,
character. And I guess
absolutely.
that's a good thing happened with you. Okay, now we jump on to, as you've been doing all these workshops, Stanislavski, and what do we say? It's everything related to method acting. Now you're taking the chabuk training also at the time when we are talking. So when you're training yourself in this field of method acting, where you discuss, you do all these things, where you do the research part, where you exercise in different ways, everything related to acting. How do you now prepare if there is an audition and they send you the script and you got, I guess, 1 day, 2 day, or 15, 20 minutes, or a half an hour? How do you, Anastasia, prepare for an audition now?
Well,
What's your take? How you go for it?
I try to get as ready as possible and to get as many details as possible. Obviously, I read the script. I understand what the story is about. Then I just try to pick all the details I can about the character, to like figure out, let's say, where this character is, what is the essence of the character, what he or she wants. I mean, what she wants, and to see if the character has any accent. How do I work on this? So there is a technical part, and there is obviously emotional part, and then you fill it in with all the tools, like obviously the objective, the objective of the scene, what might be the general objective of the
Okay.
character, then
Mhm.
his needs, etc., etc., and moments before, obstacles. So just fill it in with the, I think, maximum of these details, and it will help you to be more focused and precise. And
Got
what is important, I think, is we don't know what they expect sometimes right,
Yeah.
when we are getting ready for an audition, when we're given a character. So I think what is really important is not expect a certain result, but just
Mhm.
follow your inner voice and your intuition, what it tells you in terms of your choices, how you want this character to look like, and then just stay on this path. Trust your choices. I think that's very
Got it.
important.
Brilliant, brilliant. You got good process. You got a notebook with yourself. You write this down, like when you receive the character. What do you do? Like you just do it inside your mind, inside your head, or you got pen and paper with you?
No, I always have a pen and a paper, and I write everything down, even
Good. That's
sometimes
good.
that my intuitions of the thoughts that the character can have, etc.
Mhm. I guess this is a good process. This brilliant process that you follow, and I guess this is going to get upgraded over the time as you approach more auditions, more characters over the period. Well, this is going to become more a bigger diary for you, and you can go and check back how you prepare for this. And you got brilliant process. Do you have any exercises that you like do before going for an audition or for a take or just going on set? Is there anything that you follow as a ritual?
Yeah. As a ritual, I think it's always relaxation. It's just
Hmm.
primary, the base to be relaxed. And as they were saying in our method acting school, that you need to become like a blank canvas so that you can then paint it in all the colors possible. Because when you're
Yeah.
relaxed, I think it's very easy to switch between different emotion, and it comes just naturally and flowing. So I do relaxation exercises basically to get rid of any tension in the body, breathing. I also work on the voice and
Hmm.
mouth work and
The
all the
jaw
muscles.
movement.
Yeah, not to
Yeah.
have any tension.
Got it.
Um, what are they called? Tongue twisters in
Oh, yeah,
different
that's
languages.
too important.
What helps a
Yeah.
lot is to put like a pen in your mouth and then
Oh,
say the
yeah,
tongue
I get it.
twisters with a pen, because it
Yeah,
just frees the tension.
yeah, I get it. And I guess these are the exercises basically actor knows about, and you follow the basic exercises. So these are not some complex exercise that you do. These are
Yeah,
something basics that is taught in every academy that you'd go or any theater that you'd go. These are the basic things that Anna is following to perform or to prepare for an audition. Just simple exercises that gets your body warmed up, and voice and your jaw and your mouth. So
Yeah.
it's perfectly fit when you are going for the characters. Okay, now tell me, once you get these lines and memorizing, is there any trick or anything that you follow to memorize the line? How do you memorize lines? Like, is there any teleprompter that you get once you get self-taping? Or because I've heard there are artists and there are actors who record themselves throughout the process of the whole thing. They record the whole script, their lines, their part, and then they play inside. They record them, and then they play their whole part in the headphones, and they listen it for like half an hour, 1 hour, and that's how they remember a line to perform the next day. So that's one of the process that I've heard from a lot of artists. What's your process of
Uh,
memorizing lines?
yeah, my memory is, I have a visual type of memory. So
Oh,
I
cool.
actually love repeating and rehearsing with my partner. It helps me a
Hmm.
lot, obviously.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but it still stays a lot. I see the lines in front of my eyes, and the more I see them, basically I also repeat them many times. And obviously when you know already what's going on, you study the scene and the context, it's much easier to remember. But
Yeah.
yeah, I have this visual type of memory, so I memorize. And for me it's like, it stays afterwards. Like, maybe you don't learn them as fast, but they stay longer. So like after one
Oh,
week I remember them better than a week before.
I get. Okay, this is cool now, because you kind of have can visualize that whole page in front of you, and that
Yeah,
line and that particular paragraph. So it's more clear for you after a week than
yeah,
what is for the next day. I guess that's cool,
yeah.
and that's a unique process. So you
That's
kind of
in the,
rehearse a lot, and
yeah,
that really helps you. Okay,
yeah.
got
That's
it.
in the
Thank you.
beginning,
Thank
but then when the lines drop down, and you start feeling like these are your lines already. They come
you.
naturally, so you don't need to even to see them in front of your eyes.
Oh yeah, that's you a magician, what we can say. You got that magic trick now with you. Okay. So now we jump on your films and series, and whatever projects that you did, we're jumping on that. So what was your prep process for your first major role as Super Seducer? I guess that's kind of sexy role in a video game. How did that experience set the stage for you? So Super Seducer, tell what the project was, and basically what was your character, what was that whole thing. In short, just to give a clear, kind of context to the audience, what exactly are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Because I just mentioned only Super Seducer. So tell me whole context about that.
Well, Super Seducer was not me. It was
Oh,
the
so that's what I was looking to know, because I just got this question and I got confused. What is going on here? So tell me, in short, tell me about that whole part so people can get the context of it.
yeah. um, Basically, it was the video game was about how to meet a woman and how to approach her in the right way. So the Super
That was a
Seducer
video
was,
game.
yeah. So like
Okay.
to teach men how to approach women in the right way. So there were
Oh.
right choices and wrong choices. And
Mhm.
basically, I was playing in an episode, main role of this episode, and I was a girl and a group of guys. So the scene was
Mhm.
how to approach that
Approachable. Yeah.
that woman who is surrounded by men, and she's a
Oh,
bossy girl. I think
God.
she was like head of construction company, and these people
Mhm.
were working for me, my colleagues. So it's a tougher thing, so I had to play this tough character. But I
Right.
didn't actually. I got naturally prepared for this role because I
I was
just
saying you look like that.
it's a
It's
very
natural
fun,
for you.
it's a very very funny story actually.
Go on, tell
Because
us.
um very unusual how I got this role. I saw this audition, and
Mhm.
I said, "Wow, interesting! They're looking for beautiful girls who can play tough girls." I said, "Okay, let's try."
That's you.
And 2 days before, I had a conflict
Mhm.
with my father, and I was so angry with him that
Mhm. Mhm.
I didn't speak to him. And then I needed, like, to evacuate these feelings, but I was not doing anything with this. So I see,
Got it.
okay, there is this audition. I go to the audition and I ask the girls who already did the audition, what is to expect there. And they told me, oh, there is this mean guy who tells you mean things, so you need to react and you can do whatever you want. And actually, I
Oh.
entered the audition room, and they confirmed me the task. They said, basically, this guy is going probably to insult you, and you can do whatever you want with him. I said, oh man, this is my moment because
Oh
now I need to
God.
take it out.
Wow.
So this guy, who happened to be the director of the project and the casting
Mhm.
director, he starts saying things to me, and I
Okay.
just give him a big slap on the face. And
Oh god.
everybody was laughing, and the other girls were in the room. They're like, Anastasia, bravo. Everybody was happy, and they took me and they said, we loved your reaction.
Oh god. So that's how you got in. I mean, like
Yes.
you just took out the anger moment from your
Yeah.
dad to that casting director who
Yeah.
was saying mean things to you. So you just took that shot, and that got you in. Oh wow. So I guess this is kind of crazy things happening to you where you thought just, hey, this is simple. It looks like what I am, and I got a moment to slap someone, and kind of good deal. Oh wow. And that's how you locked in.
Yeah. And
What
I've
did
never
that
been
guy
on the
say
tour.
who you slapped? Because he's the casting director. What did you say to him? What did he say
Um,
actually?
oh, he was happy. He was laughing. He's like, good job. Because that's the reaction they wanted.
Oh
They
wow. I mean,
expected.
like, yeah, they wanted that. They wanted that bossy girl who can, slap anyone
Yeah.
at her will. Like she can slap anyone whenever she wants to, and that's good to know. And
I'm
you
not like
got
this.
your
Just to say.
yeah. No, I mean, like you feel that inside, but you're not like that on the outer side.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what you're saying. Yeah. You want to slap people, but you don't want to behave like you are going to slap them in front of people. Okay. Okay, got it, got it. Okay. This was crazy story. I didn't know that. You should write this down. This is
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't know that. I just came to know Super Seducer pretty much pronounced it really wrong way. And then I came to know that's the name of the show. And that's where you got in part in the one of the episode where you played this character, which looked really similar to you. And it was kind of elevated a more bit graph wise, and that's where you jumped in and kind of gave that thumbs up. Hey, I can play that. And yeah, great to know that. This is crazy story. Okay. Okay. uh, Now we jump on to your second part where your role was crimes of fiction. Okay. uh, where you played a snobbish French lady. So I guess you when you're saying you're playing as French lady, you are actually talking French. So you actually know a lot of languages,
Yes.
and French is one of them. So first of all, tell me, how did this casting happen? Because this now is in completely all French language, okay? And this is a French drama series, I guess, if
It's
that is
American.
crime. It's American.
Yeah,
So you're
but it's
playing a
about tech.
French. Oh, okay, okay. So you actually say dialogues in French.
Yeah, my role was I was basically playing in English with a French accent because it's for the US
Oh,
market, and I had some lines in
uh-huh.
French as well.
Got it, got it, got it. So I guess it's kind of good combo for you. So how
Uh,
was the experience? How did this casting happen, and what was the prep process for this character in Crimes of Fiction,
mhm.
Crimes of Fashion?
Yeah,
Apologies.
this happened very, very unexpectedly as well. There were
Oh,
two
tell me.
months
I'd like to.
last year, 2 months just before the new year. I was thinking, oh, universe, will I be able to get a role in an international movie by the end of the before the end of the year? And
Mhm.
then that was my wish, and I said in my head, no, it's impossible. It's just like 2.5 months left. And after probably 1 or 2 weeks, I see the audition that came from my agency in Poland. They were looking for actors speaking English and French. And I said, this is me. So I wrote to
Okay.
my manager, and she sent my profile. But then she told me, no, Anastasia, you're not accepted. But I had this feeling that I should be in this movie. And I told her again, listen, I'll send you my about me in English and in French. I did that.
Okay.
And there was no news. But then she said, yes, they changed their mind and they want you to do the casting, the audition. So they sent me the lines, and it
Okay.
was so quick. In like, I had to do them overnight, and I did the audition. I sent it, but I still had I had signs, a lot of signs telling me that they would take me. And at the same time, there was a period of my life that I was so tired that I didn't. I wanted just to go home on holidays, and basically, when I decided, okay, no news, so I'm going home. So they tell me, okay,
Okay.
Anastasia, you've been chosen, and in 1 week you're flying to Budapest because the movie was shot
Oh,
in Budapest.
well, now that's cool. I mean, like this is kind of changes of events happening to you, and you thought it's going to happen, and then it didn't. And
Yeah,
when you thought, okay, I'm going to enjoy holiday because holidays, because it's not going to happen, and that's where they call it. The
too
story is
much.
filled with crazy drama, just things, how the things are happening with you, where it is all filled with uncertainties, which everyone knows, but it's kind of crazy story how things are happening with you. That last one we talked about, where you were angry on your father 2 days back, and the next day you got a job where you can express your anger on a guy. This is completely different, where you got into crimes of fashion, an international project, and kind of signed in. Even you were looking like, you feeling like, uh, I am perfect fit. I don't know why they are saying no, and that was kind of surety inside you, like I should
Yeah,
be there.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
yep, yep, and
That
I
all
guess,
felt that all fell so perfectly together because before that some people from the film industry, they were telling me that I shouldn't have high expectations, and start slowly, start from smaller projects, let's say, not international, etc. But this is one of my most important projects so far, and it happened so unexpectedly and so fast, and everything was, I can say, perfect. From the crew, amazing director who had so much energy and inspiration for everyone, a crew from everywhere, a lot of people, guys from France, from Paris, amazing atmosphere, and I just felt like the supportive universe the whole time.
yeah,
And
I
you know
guess, yep,
and my role, because I think even the director, he told me, oh, we chose the right person for the role, because I spoke already French, and I could it was easy for me to do the accent because I lived
yeah.
in Paris, so I saw the lifestyle in Paris, their character, I knew all this already, so it just felt perfectly.
Wow. And I guess, you as an artist, the journey is filled with travel plus drama. I guess it's a lot of drama happening. It's a lot of suspense, and it's a lot of travel also.
Yeah.
It's different for someone who is an actor. They are living in one city, one town, or one state, one country, max to max. But you are someone who's changing country for the workshops and things that are happening to you. You're changing countries for just shooting one project here, and then one project in Paris, one project in Poland, one project in England, one it workshops in New York, then another in Rome. So it's completely filled with traveling the world at the same time pursuing the dream of acting. So it's good to know, and it's different experience for someone who is doing a lot of things and then still pursuing a career as an actor and trying to find out the peace inside. And that's the way that you are approaching towards it. Okay. Preparing, now we jump on to the smaller section of this interview, is like, when preparing for a role, how do you balance the emotional depth required with the technical accept, like accents, body language, and movement? Like, you are really good in changing accents, the way you approach, because you've lived, you saw the culture, so accent is good part. Also the body language with the relaxation process, and the process in method acting helps you in the movement and all. So how do you combine everything? What's your process of getting into whole thing combined when you approach for a role?
Yeah, I think it sometimes feels like assembling an orchestra together with
Yeah,
so many things and details. But I think it's important to do it step by step. And let's say when you are working, I mean, not to get how for me in this in my role in crimes of fashion. In the beginning, I thought, oh my god, we don't have the accent coach on set, so that's a challenge. But then I was asking for help, my colleagues who are French, and I took it step by step. So I studied the script, I studied the character. Then when I was working on lines, I just said I just basically need time and practice, 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 practice until it just drops down and everything comes naturally. All of those elements at the end. Yes, you work on this, on the voice, on the accent, on the scene, on your character, etc., etc. But then suddenly it all just all these pieces, they come together. So
yeah,
just basically needs time and training.
yeah. I mean, like the part that you said, that you prepare so hard and like so intense, that at the end part, which is the leftover, is filled with whatever that comes out. Like, when you put the fruit, when you make the juice, it's all about the remains, which is really the main ingredients of any fruit. So you remove
Yeah.
everything, you work so hard to pile that juice off, so that all remains is the pure juice, and that's what you want to use everywhere. I guess
Mhm.
that's where you prepare so that it feels natural, that it doesn't feel like you are trying out so hard. Like you go and try and go in depth with whatever comes in front of you, that makes you like look like, hey, this is now natural for me. This is me. I'm not performing anything. This is me. Like, for example, if you can sum it up to that, like make sure you prepare in a proper way that it looks like actual process. Like, okay, this is how it looks like. This is how it will behave like. This is how it will sound like. And it's not a process for me. It is me now for a particular period, I guess. And that's good to know. Okay. So, what are the key lessons you've learned from your acting training that have impacted your personal growth? Now, someone like you who is training, like in New York, now in uh, you're now in Poland, but you're doing Chabuk tech training. Then there is in Rome. You did workshops, and you trained yourself in three different countries. So, how did this training helped you to grow as a person? Like, how did it impacted you? What are the lessons that you learned throughout this training that helped you, yeah, for the personal growth?
I would say that all these trainings, it's like when you're cooking something and you add different spices and
Yeah,
you give it more flavor. I would compare it to that. Um,
got it.
let's say Stanislavski Strasbourg method helps me a lot with relaxation and preparation, and sensory memory exercises. Sense memory exercises help me to create this foundation.
Yeah,
And Tabak technique helps a lot to study the scene and the character in a very detailed and very precise way. And also, it's interesting because sometimes in our life we live through so many traumas, and sometimes we get stuck in them for quite a while. And the Chabak technique really teaches you to be the winner in life and as a character. Which makes also the performance very interesting,
yeah,
because when the character, or when you strive to win and you have so many obstacles that you have to overcome, it's more interesting. There's more conflict.
correct. I love the part that you said where you kind of adding spices, you kind of adding some add-ons through the whole thing, and that helps. There are pieces and ingredients what you said you can add into that, and that makes the dish look more delicious. And
Yeah.
that's how you look on, like, what are the lessons that you learn from all these different workshops, and whatever you take, just kind of add on something into your craft, into your plate, and that makes it more, okay, this is what I learned, and you just add it there, and you combine that whole thing, and people kind of eat that and say, wow, delicious. Okay. It's good to know. Now we're going to do a rapid fire. We are at the end part of this interview. So let's get ready for the rapid fire. Okay. The most challenging role you've ever played.
And it was in the acting school. We have a scene from Swept Away with
Hmm.
Madonna, and that
Okay.
was when she had to express her range all the time, and I had a problem with that at that
Oh,
time.
okay. Well, okay, so that was the most or a challenging role for you. I guess that expressing rage is kind of a bit challenge for you. That's I guess okay. Got it.
Probably
Which
was.
language do you enjoy? Yeah. Which language do you enjoy performing in the? Which language do
Um,
you enjoy performing?
I don't know. I really like in English, in French, and in Italian.
Good. Favorite city to shoot a film in?
London, Vienna, and Venice.
Venice. Well, got it. One actor you'd love to work with?
Um, DiCaprio.
Okay. You thinking you took a lot of time. I thought like, hey, say something.
And Al
Okay.
Pacino.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay. What's your dream role?
James Bond girl.
Oh, that suits perfect for you. You kind of look like, yeah. Stage combat or dance choreography? What's more fun?
Both. But I think for
Both.
me, dance choreography would be more fun.
Hmm. Right. Drama or action? What you preferred genre?
Um,
What's your preferred genre?
I think drama.
Drama. Okay. You just said you want Bond girl, and then you say so. Drama. It's kind
Yes,
of
I know.
contrast. Yeah, it's kind of contrast. Okay. What's your favorite way to unwind after a long day on set?
Spa. So
Spa.
now, yeah,
Okay.
or just walk through the city and change experience a little bit. Feel
Got
the real life.
it. Yeah. Okay. One direction you'd love to collab. One. I don't know what is going on with me. One director you'd love to collaborate with.
Martin Scorsese.
Oh, so you kind of listed that out, Kind of have, I guess you have a list, you've written it down. You're going to say these names. I guess you're kind of manifesting this because you're taking the names of some great directors, great actors, and you're kind of writing that. You're just telling this to universe, I guess, at this moment where, hey, do
Yeah.
this, I guess. Well, good to know that. Okay. What's the most inspiring film or show you've watched recently? Like binge watched
It is Before Sunrise.
before sunrise. It's on.
No, it's a movie of 1995, and it tells a
Okay.
beautiful story of two people who get to know each other in Vienna.
Hmm. Hmm.
But their dialogue is so beautiful; it's incredible.
The
There is,
screenplay.
yeah, yeah.
Got it.
You
Got
should
it.
watch it.
Oh, just send me. I'll take a note on that. I'm going to. Is it on Netflix, Amazon, Hulu? Which one?
Not sure. It was recommended to me by one director.
Cool. Okay. Got it. Got it. So, yeah. Which is your favorite genre, if we can say?
Genre of in movies.
Yeah, in movies, in like romance, horror,
Oh,
comedy,
yeah, romance. I would say.
romance. Okay, the feel good mode. Good.
Yes.
So, got it, got it. So, I guess this was a rapid fire, Anna. And yep, we completed. So, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for your
Thank you,
time. Thank you for
Martin.
being on this project that we did, the Dark Alley. To everyone who's listening at this moment or watching us, Anna performed in our series, The Dark Alley, which is now streaming. You can check her work down in the description, and she played her part as I forgot the name, but check out the series, The Dark Alley, and make sure she is appearing in the sixth episode. So it's a 7 episode series. You can download it free. It's available there. Make sure you go and check that now or once you end this interview. So, Anna, this is the part where I'd like to know from your journey because you are someone, as a girl who was standing on the chair and saying poems, reciting it loudly, was a free girl, wanted to express herself, and was throwing on and off all the things, and she wanted things to happen her way. But that was not the condition inside your family. And your parents were like, hey, stop, don't do that. You can't expect us, like blah blah blah, a lot of things, and that made you go inside and where you were not allowed to express yourself, and that made you more introvert, where you got kind of introverted towards the behavior of not expressing yourself, because the behavior of, hey, you are doing too much, you should stop it.
Yeah, it's
That
like too
led
much of you.
you, yeah. And that led you to become a girl who was quiet, who didn't speak anything, didn't express anything, even if people were saying something, for till I guess 18, till you got into what we say is the modeling. And after modeling, you got into acting, with getting on set, being an extra on the Star Trek show, then Star Trek movie, I guess. And then you got slowly into acting. You are someone who's traveling the world, which is kind of different journey as an actor, where you're taking trainings in different countries. That's the first time I ever heard. Like, you're training also in different countries, you're shooting in different countries, you're doing international projects when you did it to us as the Dark Alley. So you're someone who's doing projects, you're someone who's training hard, you're someone who's preparing for a character in a very different way. We got notes and you prepared yourself, you got a memory where you can recall the same thing after 7 days and can remember everything at the same time. You are managing the preparation process and training process in a strict way, that once a big role lands up, you're going to grab it and you're going to perform it in the way they want to, because the way you're training yourself as an artist is commendable, it's awesome. Someone like you, who's doing this whole dream, where she found that, hey, I feel there was void inside myself, I feel empty even traveling the world, and I need to find my real me. And that's where you got into acting, and that's where you figured out a way how you should approach and how you should enter. And now you're performing, how you're doing, now you're playing parts and doing really well in this industry. What advice from you can people, can actor get, uh, what advice you like to give to them, for someone who is just starting out, or someone who is getting a lot of rejections from audition, someone who is failing to make up, to land a role in a movie or in a film? What advice you like to give to those guys?
Well, first of all, I think just if it's your call, that means that you are chosen to do this, and that um, just focus on your dream and work
Mhm.
hard with no expectations. Enjoy the journey. That's the most important. Do not strive for the results straight away, because when you enjoy the journey, you will take so many people with you on that journey, and you will achieve the result even faster than when trying to achieve the result. That's the same in acting. And also, age shouldn't be a problem, because there's always there's categories of age that have less choice of actors. So forget about everything your brain tells you, listen to what your soul tells you, and that will bring you in the right direction.
Got it, got it. And I guess this is the perfect advice what people can, note down and apply in their life. You should enjoy the journey. I mean, we get stuck in a part where we have to achieve this and we have to do this, and we get
Yeah,
stuck in a part of achieving results, which is important. But more than results, it's more the journey which is important. And I guess that's what you kind of underlined, the part of enjoy the journey, because you can take a lot of people with you in that journey, and you can enjoy that part where enjoy every moment. And that's the best part that people can summon, because then it is not a big trouble on yourself. It's not that that load on yourself where you feel like I
exactly.
have to achieve
Yeah,
this, I
you
have
remove
to
the
complete
importance.
this. Yep, yep, yep. And that really helps. Thank you so much, Anna, for taking out your time. First of all, to everyone, we got connected via the series The Dark Alley, and that's what led us to this beautiful interview. So make sure you go and check out that, and check out Anna's work, which is linked down below. Make sure now you go and check every social media that I've linked. So you can follow Anastasia Milko on social media, which is Instagram, I guess, Instagram, to people who are watching from the industry, from the professional ones. Her e-talenta and spotlight is mentioned, so you can go and check out and connect with her professionally. The email is mentioned, so you can connect with her in order to contact her for any kind of projects. So yep, she is Anastasia Milko, joining us from Poland. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you so much, AJ. It was a pleasure working with you, and it was a pleasure sharing my experience. Thank you very much.
Great, great. Thank you so much. To all the listeners, I am Ajay Tambe, the host and producer of this show. But before I sign off, I want to tell you that we produce stories from different genres: audio dramas, fiction, fantasy fiction, mythology, and every link is mentioned in the description. So you can go check out, download it free, listen as per your convenience. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast and listen to more stories. Our job here is to discover the journey of an artist. Every artist has different journey, and our motive is simple. We want to discover the journey of an artist throughout the world, and we want to tell people like, hey, it's not that you just saw one journey and that is making sense for some people and not making sense to you, so you can't become one. It's like everyone is going to have different journey. You just have to follow your journey and what falls inside that. This show helps us to create and connect with those people who can relate. Hey, I think I can connect with her, I think I can connect with him, and that should lead you. At the same time, we help people with the process of auditions. We help people with the how should approach for a character for the role, and process, audition process, everything. So make sure you go and check out the newsletter that we just started, which is the Actors Diary, which features and gives you free ebooks and guides and worksheets and cheat sheets related to audition preparation, confidence boosting, and whatever you need as an actor, we all provide it for free with the newsletter. So you can get the newsletter. This is was specific for the actors who are looking to upgrade themselves and get knowledge related to this field and feel themselves a bit knowledgeable every week. So you can go and sign up to the newsletter, which is the one that we just started out, which is by the name the Actors Diary, and you can follow that too. So yep, that was it. That was our plug that we just got in related to the Actors Diary newsletter. This is me, Ajay Tambe. With me is Anastasia Milko, joining us from Poland. And now I'm signing off.
Thank you very much.